Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to tell you about a coin many people collect and some rare mistakes that make it worth a lot. I am talking about the 1963 D Lincoln 1 cent, the Denver Mint penny that can be worth $14,500 when graded MS67RD. That sounds amazing for a penny, right? Let's explore where this coin came from, how it looks, why mistakes can make it valuable, and what each error type might go for. First, the 1963 D Lincoln 1 cent was made in Denver in 1963. The Denver Mint struck over 1.77 billion of these coins. The front shows Abraham Lincoln and was designed by Victor D. Brenner, and the back shows the Lincoln Memorial by Frank Gasparo. Most of these pennies were used in everyday circulation, so almost all coins you find are worth just a penny or maybe a few cents unless they are very new or have errors. When a coin has never been used and looks new, collectors grade it. Grades begin at MS60 and go up, MS60, MS61, up to MS67 or higher. MS67 red coins are nearly perfect, showing full red color and sharp details. A typical uncirculated 1963 D penny graded MS63 red brown is worth about $3, and MS65 red might bring $18 to $20. When you reach MS66 or MS66 plus, the value can go from about $80 up to $450 in top condition. But at MS67 red, only a handful of these coins exist. PCGS says they have certified 9, and each is priced at $14,500. That is why people talk about a 1963 D Lincoln 1 cent worth $14,500 in MS67 RD grade. Now let's talk about mistakes, or mint errors. These are coins that left the mint with flaws, and some collectors pay extra for them. Here are the main types for the 1963 D penny. One error is called double die obverse, DDO. This happens when the die that stamps the coin gets a double image. On this penny you might see doubling on the date or on words like Liberty or In God We Trust. It is not especially rare, but good examples can be valuable. A 1963 D double die obverse graded MS65 red sold for $139, and an MS64 plus example reached $79. Lower grades might bring $20 to $40. A Reddit numismatist notes that the doubling shows in the 3 of the date and is the main clue. Another error is the repunched mint mark RPM. That means the letter D was punched more than once by hand and you see a faint extra mint mark or shadow. These are common and usually worth about $3 to $5 in normal condition, maybe up to $15 or $75 if very sharp and in high grade. A third rare error is when the penny was struck on a silver dime planchet. That means the blank metal used belonged to a silver dime and is lighter in weight and silver in color. One such 1963 D penny sold for $705 or $940 in higher grade auctions. Because silver dime planchets are rare and wrong type for a penny, these coins are highly collectible. Other errors include blowhole or a split planchet or off-center strike. A blowhole error occurs when the blank has a hole or a weak spot so the coin surface is missing metal. One graded MS64 brown red sold for about $300. Off-center strikes happen when the coin blanks are not aligned properly and part of the design misses the metal. Depending on how far off it is, and if the full date shows, values may range up to $250 or more. Sometimes coins show lamination errors or splitting layers in the metal. These come from planchet flaws and may peel or split. They can be neat to look at but usually are not expensive and less dramatic. In everyday circulation, most 1963 D pennies are common and worth only face value. If you find an uncirculated coin in MS60 to MS63, maybe red-brown, it might be worth a few cents or up to $6. If it is MS64 or MS65 in red, you might get $18 to $80 depending on condition and color. But to reach figures like $14,500, the coin must be MS67 RD certified and from a tiny population of 9 coins or fewer. Collectors also mention that Denver Mint cents from 1961, 1962, and 1963 were poorly struck and are uncommon in high grades. In fact, PCGS notes that 1961D, 1962D, and 1963D cents are among the only Lincoln cents from 1930s to modern times for which no MS-67 red grade coins exist or are nearly non-existent. That makes any MS-67 RD coin very rare and valuable. So what should you do if you have a 1963D Lincoln penny? If it is worn or brown, its value is just a penny unless you spot an error. If it is bright red and sharp, you could get $6 to $80 depending on grade. If you see doubling on the date or letters, or a weird mint mark or silver color, take a closer look. Those may be worth from a few tens to a few $100s. If it is pristine and maybe reaches MS-67 RD grade, that coin could be worth $14,500. To check your coin, use a magnifier or microscope. Look at the date, Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the D mint mark. Look for doubling, shadows, odd color, or misplacement onto rim. If you see something unusual, consider having it graded by a certified grading service. They can confirm the grade and let you list it for sale. But grading costs money, and most coins are not worth it unless they have real quality or errors. Finally, remember that all coins have a market value that changes over time. What sells today for one price could change next year. But as of recent auction data, those numbers are good guides. $14,500 for MS-67 RD certified coins, hundreds of dollars for major error types like silver planchet or strong DDO in high grade. Minor errors like RPM might be low value but still fun. Thanks for watching and listening to the full story of the 1963D Lincoln 1 cent, its history, the errors, and why one coin can reach $14,500. If you have one of these coins or think you do, take a closer look with a magnifier. And if it looks really sharp or strange, a grading service can tell you if it's one in a million. For more coin stories, discoveries, and hidden treasures, like, comment, and subscribe.